Hey everyone, it's Reef Guy 92 coming to you from my fish room. This is my 175 gallon Bowfront tank. I have had this running now for a little over a month. This is not a new system. It is a existing system that I carried over from the 92, from a 65, from a 16 gallon, from a 5 gallon. Feel free to check out all the videos that I posted on my channel. There is a lot of them. The progression of Reef, I think it starts out, and I think we're going up to like 25, 27 videos of all the tanks I've had, which have led me up to this one. This tank is actually a free tank that I happened to get off a friend, and super fortunate, and I love the tank. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of share with you what I've got going on here, and hopefully you guys like it. If you guys like it, share it. Always love some comments, feedback, and if you have any questions, feel free. I've been doing reefing for probably a good portion of 10 years, probably more than that. But always with, little things has changed. Lots of things change, always constantly, and always learning. So, I mean, always keep learning, and your tanks will be successful. It is a hobby. It's not just a fish tank, and so a lot of people don't quite get that sometimes, but it really shows when people do take care of their tanks, and they tend to thrive, and that's awesome. So if you guys have any pictures of tanks and stuff, I'd love to see them too. Hope you guys like the video, and I'll kind of give you a little rundown of the tour of the new 175. So I've got the 175. I've changed the lighting a little bit here so you can actually see what the tank truly looks like. These are the colors that I do naturally see. Tank is actually ramping down a little bit right now, so it's a little more blue than it normally would be throughout the day. But I've got this on ABS Plus Special with the two Ecotech Radion XR30Ws. Those are a Gen 2 light. I would love to get Gen 4s, but here we are at this point in time. Gen 2s are working great and still really making stuff grow. I've had this tank, like I said, 2 months. I'm also running a couple of the MP40s. I've got one on either side right now. I've got a third one that I'm looking at working on getting started. Got them all connected with the Reef Link, which I've absolutely enjoyed having. That has been a new project for me. I know before I've always had the Jabeo pumps and stuff, and they've been great. Never had one crash on me, but I'm really liking the MP40s and the adjustability and the amount of different modes that they have, and the customizable options that they have. Nothing better than that, that's for sure. Especially when you're looking to get a little more from your pumps to make them more exactly what you want for your tank, because not everybody's tank is the same, and this makes a huge difference. I'm going to flip back to a different kind of view, and then you guys can kind of see what goes on underneath the tank. I'll give you a showing of my controllers and everything on there. Alright guys, so tank over here. I'm just giving you guys kind of a little rundown on my lighting and stuff. I know the lights change again. Now the tank's probably looking really blue. But I'm going to give you guys a little rundown of what goes on underneath and the inner workings of this tank. So as you can see, I always say that, I've got a 50-gallon sump underneath. The stand is a metal stand. I've just skirted it with plywood and 1x4s. You can kind of see there. So it's a thinner plywood on the inside. 1x4s with a little magnet there, and then just kind of made a little frame. It's not perfect, but it does the job and kind of keeps everything contained and looking a little nicer. I have a CAD light skimmer that I have. I've got a 250 watt heater. I've got fluval light for my Chaeto area or refugium in the sump. This is an area I need to work on. A lot of algae, a lot of gross goodies going on in here. I need to clean it up. I need to fix it up. I've got a Jabeo doser DP4. I've got it dosing magnesium, calcium, and alkalinity. I've also got my auto top off here that runs through with a float switch. Battery backup, MP40 controllers, Radion controllers, Reef Link, a lot of stuff, but makes this tank just a little bit more enjoyable and a little bit easier to run in the long run. So here I've got the MP40 on the side that is running on a Reef Crest mode. I've also got opposing side, same MP40 Reef Crest mode on the alternating anti-sync mode, so that I'm getting flow that comes up from the left side to the right side, from the left side to the right side. Different random rates so that we do get a little bit more of a turbulent and as well as an inconsistent pattern. I've tried doing the waves and trying to figure that out. I haven't necessarily figured that out perfectly yet, but I'm still also working on that. A little more down below, just because I've got the lighting changed to that kind of stuff right now. This is actually, I've gotten a lot of my stuff reasonably cheap. I don't like to spend a ton of money. Some stuff I try to do DIY if I ever get the chance, but sometimes you do have to spend a little bit to make your tank a little happier. But battery backup UPS that I got a while ago from a thrift store, I think I paid 20 bucks for it, and it's been a lifesaver. Something that I put just my return pump on at least, so that I'm still getting the airflow and aeration throughout the tank, and that can run the pump for a couple of hours in case of a power outage. It's just a little peace of mind, a great item to pick up if you ever get the chance. Any kind of battery backup is always a good thing. I've had people, power goes out and they're out without power for a couple hours and stuff dies. Flow is so important and aeration is so important in your tank that you're going to want something like that. Another thing too, I've got the Reef Link, something that I really picked up just recently. Traded a guy for some corals and stuff, and that has been an awesome lifesaver. It is just a little tiny little box, and that allows Wi-Fi to send signal to your MP40s, your Ecotech Radions, whatever you've got that's Ecotech, you can hook that up to. Vector pump is also another kind of thing that they do carry for a return pump, and that can be hooked up to that wirelessly, of course, and you can control with your computer, which is an awesome feature. Something I thought I wasn't going to really use, thought, cool to have, doesn't really matter, whatever, but it makes life so easy. I can click on my phone, I can press the feed mode, my pump shut off to just barely spinning. It takes 3 seconds, and I've got a nice, environment for my corals to feed them, and I'm not having to go under my tank, shut everything off, and try and figure stuff like that out. It is a real lifesaver. I've been super happy to have it. Again, with the Radions too, I can then, change those as well. I can change the scheduling. I can go on my computer. I can, activate different schedules. I can change just a little bit. That again, super nice. If you know, Ecotech Radions have a tiny little USB port, and if you don't have the Reef Link, that's your way. Sorry, still blurry. Way to connect to these Radions. They talk to each other, so you only have to plug into one. Thank goodness, love that feature. But in order to change them without a Reef Link, you've got to plug in, and you've got to, have your computer sitting, here somewhere with a USB cord. A little precarious going over a big, huge tank of water. Not my most favorite thing to do. So those kind of things are really nice, and the Reef Link allows me to just, hook up to my computer. Wi-Fi signal, it does it real time. I don't have to change anything, plug into anything, and I can literally do that from anywhere in the world. Super cool feature. I'm gonna just close this up. Again, I use those magnets and a little bit of ingenuity, and I'm gonna give you guys a little rundown of the tank, just give you a quick little overview with a little bit better lighting so the corals don't look so washed out. Alright, so we're back. Again, thanks guys for making it this far. Sorry, a little long-winded video, but I thought I'd give you guys a little more in-depth if there's anybody out there that wants to see this kind of stuff. Here are some of the corals. The lights are going kind of blue on me right now. It's getting into my dusk period before the lights do shut off. You can see my Lyra-tail Anthias. I've got a couple of tangs in there. Mostly SPS coral. There are some LPS, of course, and I've still got my Xenia. When I did the tank move from the 92, I was able to cut out literally a bucket full and got rid of a bunch, which has been super nice to have that gone. But again, there is still some lingering, so I've been working on taking it out manually. That seems to be working best for me right now. Got brain corals here, Duncan coral. Let's see if we can focus there. That's a little bit better. Golden torch, which I really like. Love watching the flow with these guys. Super fun to watch. Some acan corals. My sand bed's a little yucky right now. Working on getting that cleared up. I do need a cleanup crew. I haven't gotten one yet. So really, I've only got, I think, like 3 snails in here. Maybe a couple crabs. So it wouldn't hurt to grab some more, which I plan on doing. This is a red planet coral. It's so sad. But it is coming back to life, which has been super sweet. I thought I lost this coral. It just kind of goes to show, don't necessarily throw a coral out unless you know for sure it's gone. That was one of these corals that just bleached on me for some reason. Everything else was fine, and it actually made a comeback, and I'm super happy that it's slowly coming back, because it was one of my more favorite corals, and it's such a cool coral to keep. And actually pretty hardy usually, but for some reason in my tank it went a little south, unfortunately. Another thing too, I've been reading about and doing a little more research on is basically the daily lighting impact on an intensity, basically for your radions and for LED lighting. If you can change the schedules, different corals and LSPS corals respond differently, and with basically the idea is that running a shorter period of time with a higher intensity of light can change your growth patterns. And so I've actually just ramped up. This is like day one, doing a 1 week acclimation period. I'm going from 80% to 95% overall on my lights. I've only got 2. I could have 3 on this tank, but for 2 is what I got right now. So I'm going to increase the intensity, as well as I've shortened the day period from about 13 hours to about 10. And in the middle of the day, I've increased the lighting intensity from, like, I think it was close to 60% overall to about 80% overall, just for 4 hours, just to give the corals a really good blast and give them a little more white light as well. I increased that about 10%. If any of these numbers have just gone over your head, feel free to message me. I don't mind throwing out what I've got on my scheduling. I've kind of made a little picture. I could always post it for anybody wanting to see that a little more in depth. If you got the Radions, you're in luck. You can do something like that, but for me it's just an idea, and hopefully it works out. I hope to see some differences in the coral patterns and the growth. Biggest thing I think was Montiporas, how they were changing and cupping more and going up towards the light. I have them right now cascading downward and sometimes even just going flat, whereas apparently with this new program, or the idea of giving it more intense light for shorter periods at a time, that they'll grow up towards the light versus doing what they're doing now. And you can actually see that the ends are actually pointing down, and they're not actually going up towards the light. They're kind of more just going straight. The growth apparently increases like crazy, so I'm excited to see what happens. Yeah, so my plan is to make a video once a week, guys. If you want to subscribe, I would love that. Love the followers, love the comments, always bring them in. I don't mind answering any questions that you might have. I've always had questions. I still have questions to this day. I'll go into pet stores and probably drive the people crazy with all the questions that I do ask still. It's always a learning thing. But I'm thinking every Sunday. I'm going to try for that for the first little while. Hopefully that works out. So if you keep up with me, I'm going to kind of be more a part of these videos rather than being behind the camera. I plan to kind of be in front of it a little bit. I'll try. And we can maybe get some more videos. And if there's stuff that you guys want to see, questions that you ask, or maybe something that you would like me to show you, I don't mind. Shoot me some video or shoot me some comments, and I'll try and make the video for you guys. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you guys subscribe, like, share, do whatever you want. But I do like the idea of getting some more subscribers, so feel free to do that. Thanks again, guys, and have a great day.